Good evening. My affection for the people and the culture of Scotland has its roots in the stories my father would tell of his imposing Scots immigrant grandfather. My affection for Robert Burns' poetry has its roots in the annual worldwide celebration of the poet at the Burns Supper, where his poem To a Haggis is featured. Burns' poetry, his use of obscure Scots words notwithstanding, is simple and accessible, for that is the kind of man he was. Passionate and intensely human, Burns celebrated every aspect of life and humanity that crossed his path. My first selection, To a Mouse, is to a Mouse. Burns, who was a farmer, among other things, is said to have written this following an occasion where, in the course of fall plowing, he destroyed a mouse's nest. Here he both expresses his regret to the mouse and expands on the human condition and the unpredictability of life. To a Mouse. Wee sleekit, cowering, timorous beastie, oh, what a panic's in thy breastie. Thou need not start away so hasty with bicker and brattle. I would be laith to run and chase thee with murder and paddle. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union and justifies the ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earthbound companion and fellow mortal. I doubt no wiles, but thou may thieve. What then, poor beastie, thou mun leave? A Damon Icker and a thief, 's a small request. I'll get a blessing with the lave and never miss it. Thy wee bit hoosie, too, in ruin, its silly walls the winds are strewin', and nothing now to build a new one of foggage green, and bleak December's winds ensuing, baith snell and keen. Thou saw the fields laid bare and wast, and weary winter coming fast, and cozy here beneath the blast thou thought to dwell, till crash the cruel coulter passed out through thy cell. That wee bit heap o' leaves and stubble has cost thee money a weary nibble. Now thou's turned out for all thy trouble, but house or hald. The whole winter's sleety dribble and Cranreich cold. But Mousie, thou art no thy lane, improving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes o' mice and men gang off the gly, and lay us naught but grief and pain for promised joy. Still, thou art blessed compared with me. The present only toucheth thee, but och, I backward cast my eye on prospects drear, and though I canna see, I guess and fear. Burns is also known for his many, many love poems. Like the rest of his poetry, his love poems are simple, direct, and unashamedly passionate. As a man, he completely gives himself over and over and over again to the soul-stirring feeling that comes from falling and being in love. Here, in yon wild mossy mountains, Burns gives an honest, not overly flattering assessment of his beloved and the absolute loving power she has over him. Yon wild mossy mountain. Yon wild mossy mountain, sae lofty and wide, that nurse in their bosom the youth of the Clyde, where the grouse lead their covey through the heather to feed, and the shepherd tents his flocks while he pipes on his reed. Not Gowrie's rich valley or the Forth's sunny shores to me had the charms of yon wild mossy moors, for there by a lonely sequestered stream resides a sweet lassie of my thoughts and my dream. Among the wild mountains shall still be my path, ilk stream foaming down on its green narrow path, for there with my lassie the day long I rove, while o'er us unheeded flee the swift hours of love. She's not the fairest, although she is fair. A nice education, but small is her scare. Her parentage humble as humble can be. But I love the dear lassie because she loves me. To beauty what man but maun yield him a prize in her armor of glances, of blushes and sighs. And when wit and refinement hae polished her darts, they dazzle our een as they fly to our hearts. But kindness, sweet kindness, in the fond sparkling ee, has lustre outshining the diamond to me. And the heart-beating love as I'm clasped in her arms, oh, these are my lassie's all-conquering charms.